with M4 or M4, right? So these guys will center align them, and we achieved that already. So you see how we are moving fast. So what we'll just be changing the images. And what do we have for here? We have this guy. Bring it here, take it to the back, right? So we need this guy for the whole of this. Let's see if we could do another trick. Let's see if this guy can come here. What happens if we expand this guy for the whole of this and bring this up? No, it won't work. It won't work. So we are going to, okay, I guess this is what they used, not this guy. Is this what they used? Let's try and see. So I'm going to bring it up here, and then I'm going to drag. Let me drag. Yeah, I'm liking this, right? But then let me do this my trick again. But then, okay, so these guys need to come up a bit. What did I give this guy? The space between these two guys is what is 42. So let me give this a top padding of 42 and see. So I drag this and I'm just trying to compare. Okay, I think this is okay. Yeah, so this guy is supposed to be smaller, right? So let me drag it somewhat. So yeah, so I think I'm okay with this. Let me not waste too much time on it. Alright, so I'll select this section 2. Let's call it section 2. So there's section 2. I'll bring it this somewhat. So I'm okay with this. So drag this section 2, duplicate, hold down Alt, bring it down. Yeah, it automatically becomes section 3 because you can't have two section 2. So what we have here is iPad Air, and then we don't have this just as a text. It's in a logo format. Yeah, a typography logo. So that's what we use to replace this guy. So we just try to scale it to what we think is appropriate. We'll delete this text, we don't need it, right? So we are now updating this text to now super charged by the M3 chip. Stop. So we are there. You see, we are just making little changes. Now we need to change the image again. And what's the image that was used here? This image. So you can drag it to the frame, top, left, right, take it to the back, and then we'll now scale it somewhat. So let me bring that my rectangle to get the proportion where it stopped. So that's where it stopped. So I'm going to Ctrl Z. Now I'll just select the image here. I'm going to scale it. I'm happy with this. So we see we are making progress. So we have another section that we will drag this section becomes section 4. So for this now, we have two sides. We have both the left and the right side, right? So we need a text now, not this guy. So let's just control copy, control click to select. Now I'm seeing that this guy is not supposed to be bold. Semi-bold. Yes, semi-bold. So control select, control C, copy, select this auto layout, control V, bring it to the top, select this guy and delete. So this is iPad. We'll name this to iPad. Right, so what's the text? Now with the speed of the A16 chip and double the starting storage. Now with this speed of, is it A16 series? Is it A16 chip? A16 chip and double the, sorry, using my one hand, okay, double the starting storage, stop. But this text has break, it breaked from after the and. Right, so we are there. We still have learn more and then a different image. So what was the image that was used there? So this is the image that was used for the left. So we're trying to get the left side, right? And we'll put all of this in auto layout. So I'll bring the left image. So this image is bigger than this my own, of course. From the eye gauge, if you see, it's bigger. So I'm going to scale this up just to imitate that. See, not too perfect. I see we're not doing, it's just like a juggle, a UI exercise, right? So I'm going to bring this here, take it to the back, right? Something like this. So these guys, so let me just do something roughly. I'm going to scale these guys here, bring this guy here. So these guys, I'm going to control alt, not control, hold down alt and drag to duplicate. I'm going to align this properly, but let's just do this. MacBook Pro, MacBook Pro. Then the text is Control A work of smart stop, and then you have your learn more, right? So it's like this learn more are smaller than this, of course they are smaller. So let's reduce the font to 12, reduce this guy to 12, and the text too smaller. Yeah, they are. These texts are smaller than this subtext. Right, so let's make these guys to 12. Is 12 too small? Or 14? 14, 14. But this heading, is it smaller? It looks smaller. The heading looks smaller, but let's just leave it that way. Right? So this side, this section is black. This section is this color, which it is. So what we'll do now is, so I'm going to make, this is an auto layout already. Let me do something like this. Okay, let me take it to the top. All right, this guy too. So I'll select the both of them and make them an auto layout. So I don't want any space here. 0. So I'm going to give this guy a fill. I'm going to give this guy fill. So they are perfectly equal, sharing that space. So this guy, I'm going to, should I give it fill? Yes, I'll give it fill. Yeah, so they fill the whole of this container. So let's section 3, let's take this guy up somewhat. Take section 4 up. I don't want it to enter inside. And what do we do? Reduce this guy, so you see. So it means that this guy needs to come up. 42 is much, let's make it 32. 32 is still looking much. 24. Yeah, these headings are smaller. Should we make it 32? 32 is fine. Yeah, 32 is fine. So this is 24. This is 24. Top padding. So they are outside now. If you notice what is happening, this is the frame housing them, section 4. So we have 2 sections here. We have this section 4, right? We have one housing them. We have, okay, let me name it. So this is left, and then this is right. This image is not supposed to be out. This image is supposed to be inside the left. To mess it up, no wahala. Now you come to this place and ignore auto layout. If you ignore auto layout and then you take it to the back. So we have something like this. But then we need to bring this image up. And just manually bring it up. Not too perfect, like I said. So I'm honestly okay with this. So we need to bring this other, this guy, so we can bring it up. We need to bring this guy and this black background. So we have it here. Just drag the image. It's as simple as that. Bring it inside this guy. So, but we want to set it as the, we want it to ignore auto layout, right? And then take it up left, take it to the back. Now scale it. So I'm going to clip this right section so that it doesn't overflow. So just watch what I'll do. I've showed us this in the previous video. So you see clip content. If I click this, you see what happens. Clips it. Now our MacBook Pro that we wrote is not showing. The reason is because the MacBook Pro has a black fill. It's black. So we're going to change it to white, and the subtext too. So if you click this section, you can trace it here. This is what the button. This is the MacBook Pro, the text, and this. So we can select the both of them. See, they have a black fill. Come and then just drag and change to white. So you can see the text now. Right? So this guy is not still filling the whole of the section. So select this image. We want it to fill the whole of the section to be at the center. Right? So this is almost perfect for myself. I don't need to work on anything. So it's perfect. So you see the way I'm just trying to imitate. You are doing this exercise so that when you see something, you know how you can achieve something like that. You know how you can have a text, a header, a subtext, and a button, and probably an image. So it's as simple as that. It's not rocket science. So we now have these sections, so they are like an inverse, so it's very simple to do. We're just going to drag this down, and then to do this, okay, let's just select this left hand side, say you go to the right. You see, so let's change the context. The heading now is Mac Studio, and then the subtext is what is M for Max and M3 Ultra, right? And then break this and say choose your superpower, full stop. M4 Max and M3 Ultra, choose your superpower. Learn more is there. Perfect. So we need to change this image. Do we have the image? Yes, of course. We need to change this image. So one way you could achieve this again is if you have this fill already, you can just remove the background of this guy and then bring this. It's another way. So I'll hold down my control to go deep down into this section and select the image. I'll delete it. Select this, Ctrl X to copy, double click to select the right. You see that you selected, oh, it's left now because we inverted it, so we can rename it to right. We can rename this right now to left. Enter. So if you select this right, press Ctrl V. I copied before. Ctrl V, I've pasted. So you see the background of the image and the background is the same, so you won't even see where it stopped. So I'm going to select the image and scale it upward. I'm just trying to imitate what I have. Oh, let's take it to the back. Okay, ignore auto layout. We forgot to do that. Take it to the back. So I'm going to scale it, just trying to match what we have on the actual this reference. So I need to clip this right to avoid this overflow. Clip content. So I think I'm okay with this. I don't want to do too much. Let me take it upward a bit. Alright. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I don't want to do too much, to be honest. So we now have this section. We have this right side sorted out. The left side, what do we have? We have header, subtext, city, and this image. So this is iPad Pro now. iPad Pro. We have this unbelievable theme, full stop, incredibly powerful. So control to go deep down, and then you type unbelievable clean thin, sorry, and then incredibly powerful. Stop. Unbelievable thing, incredible powerful. Excuse me. So let's change this text. Hold down Control, select, delete, and just look for that guy. See it here. Control X, cut, select this left section. Control V, remove, ignore auto layouts, take it to the back, and then top left, and I'll scale it. Okay, let me clip content. Okay, it's clip content already. Then I'll scale the guy, right? Bring it to the middle and see. So I'm okay with this. So you see how I was able to achieve all of this. This is quite easy because the section and the site is clean. So basically, if you are doing other sites, so maybe some of the other things you might do is, they are just sections. How you divide sections, you put text, header, subtext, you put CTA, you put image. for most of the website. These are like the fundamentals of what you'll be doing. So let's do the footer now. So for the footer, we have text, a border heading, and then subtext, border heading, subtext, like that. Very, very easy, just like we did for here. We are going to, okay, so let's drag this section down for the footer, and then let's delete what we have inside. So we have this for the footer. So let me bring it here so that I can just see the footer bar and type everything. So T, click, and then the first is explore, right? So I want to put everything on auto layout. I'll duplicate this and say mark. So I have to, I'll Control A, auto layout, right? Line to the left. This guy is not going to the left. Inspect it, take it here. Nice. So I'll duplicate these two more. Name this iPad. Name this iPhone. Right. So it's simple. I'm just going to start formatting them. Be like 12. Oh, what did I do? Control Z. What am I doing? Are they all on auto layout? Okay. Yeah, I want you to go to the left. So this guy has a width of, let's say, medium. These guys are regular and they are not as dark as the other guy. So we could also use eye and imitate. Use this color picker and say we'll pick that color. See, we are close. So this margin shouldn't be up to that amount. So I think I'm fine with this. This text looks smaller, but I'm good. So I'm going to drag the whole of this just to rename. Hug text, see, tell the whole parent container to hug content, and then we'll have just this guy, iCloud, iCloud.com, delete. Yeah, so it's just the same process. Apple values, privacy, Control Z, privacy. We don't need this. So this guy, hog content. About Apple, newsroom, Apple leadership, career opportunities, investors, ethics and compliance. Yeah, so we are basically done with the upper section. So I'm going to select all of this and also put them in an auto layout to properly align them, right? So I'm just going to see if I can imitate for content. auto. I'm okay with this, even though the spacing are not correct, but we can still try to make them correct. But I even like my own evenly spaced like this, so let me not force it to be this way. I like it evenly spaced. Alright, so what we have below this is this text too. We have find a retailer. So I'm going to make this two different texts because of how I want to format them. Put them in an auto layout just for so this is blue. Come here and make it underline, right? Come here, pick this color, and I'm okay. Find a retailer. So this guy now, what I will do is, there are two ways to achieve, there are in short several ways to achieve this line, but so this is what I will do. Let me get the lower text, copy, and let me pick this text and copy that. So copyright. So we can, why is this like this? It's okay. Copyright, we can bring this guy out. This guy out, and then 2025. Alright, result. Duplicate these, say terms and condition. Terms of use are down. Sitemap. This doesn't even matter. So we now have Nigeria. Yeah, so how do we get this line? So I'll make this guys an auto layout. No, what did I do? I'm supposed to make these guys an auto layout first on their own. Now make all of this an auto layout again. Yeah, so we have, I can give this 16. 16 is okay for me, it's not looking bad. I make this hug content. I make this fill container so that it will push this guy to the end. Right, so we are almost there. So these texts are all supposed to be smaller. Let's make them 10. Let's do the same for these guys. Exactly. So let me just put it. So you could either bring a line. Just type L, hold shift to get a straight line. Control X, bring it in between this guy. Control V, bring it to the middle. Tell it to fill container. And then make it thin. It's 1 now. Make it 0.5. So it becomes thinner. It could even be thinner than that. But let's change the color so it will give it that thin effect. Exactly. So let's change the margin. No, not it. 16 looks good to me. So looks good to me. So let's put all of this together in an auto layout again. Right. This looks perfect to me, to be honest. So the only thing is No, I don't want this to even feel. So the only thing is this margin 60 is quite much. 32 is reasonable. 32 is reasonable. So let's do this. So as a matter of fact, we are going to do it with this background and just use this auto layout for this section. So I'm going to give it a fill, copy this background, which is nice. So we can take it out now. Delete this, right? And then give it a reasonable padding. Too much. Yeah. So give it top and bottom. So this is looking fair. Yeah, this is looking fair. So we have this. So I've created all of the sections. See how I imitate this guy and you wouldn't even tell the original from the clone, right? So should we go further to get these white lines? Yes. So what we'll do now is I would select all of them, right, and click Shift A, make them an auto layout, and this space of 19 I'm going to kill it, right? So for this guy, this first one, I'm going to give it a bottom stroke. Click stroke, give it bottom, I'll make it 8, I'll make it white. So you see, I try to achieve this. Not so perfect, but let's move on. So I'll do the same for this stroke. This is just my own way of achieving that bottom. So we have this for this. So this also has its own, and then this guy has both left, middle, and then there's nothing by the right. So let's give this guy a stroke, bottom stroke of 8, and then white. So this guy has, let's give this guy left and right, or left, stroke, left, 8, white. U2, what did I do? It's like I gave the wrong guy. Okay, so this is the guy I want to give left, 8, white. Give this guy 2, stroke, left, 8, and make it white. So let's zoom and see what is happening here. So these lines I'm getting, is it from this? Okay, it's from our image. Okay, yeah, it's from our image. So we have this clean white line now, even at the middle. So what do we have here? So it's the same thing. So generally these guys, they have like a bottom, and then we'll do the same thing for here. So this guy has a stroke. No, we don't need left, we need it bottom, 8 white. Nice. Okay, this guy has bottom too, so let's give these guys left, right, right to come up. So they should both have a stroke of left. So we're almost done. Yes, it's right. And then the whole of it will now have a stroke, bottom stroke. Nice. So we've been able to achieve this guy. Yeah, we've been able to achieve this guy. And then we now have our footer, right? So we are done. We are basically done. So let's inspect. Let me call this clone. Let's inspect. Right. So let me see what I will do. Frame for desktop. No. 1020, right? 1024. Is it 1020 or 1024? 1024. Right. Shift space. Let me inspect this guy now. I need to expand this. So this is what we've built, right? You actually think it's the real site. So I want to scroll now, but it's not working because I've not prototyped this guy. So I'm coming to prototype, no scrolling, but I want a vertical scrolling. Right, so let's try again. So you see, this is what we've designed. So something is messing up the space, but it can be fixed. So this is the imitation we've done. Alright, even this place we need to fix it. The imitation we've done. So just follow the steps accordingly and you'll be able to design something like this. Beautiful. So I'm going to leave the navigation for us to fix, and but I'll give us a tip. So if you see the navigation, we have first of all, you have while hovering effects. So while you hover over this, these guys will pop up. While you hover over this, these other guys will pop up. While you hover over this, these guys will pop up. So for now, try to ignore the blur effect you see there. Just try to achieve this first. Yeah, while you hover over this thing, this menu should pop up. While you hover over this other menu should pop up. While you hover over this menu should also pop up. While you hover over this menu should pop up. So you have to create an instance, maybe. So yeah, it's just about instance. You create an instance of this with the options and the default ones, and then you do your prototyping and you choose the effect of while hovering, display this, while hovering navigates to the instance that has these options, right? And if you take it out, it shouldn't show. So that is what we're going to do as our task. And then let's move on to the mobile interface. So for the mobile interface, we are going to be looking at Instagram. We're just going to do just for educational purpose, we're going to replicate the home screen of Instagram also.